So someone I never in my life thought I'd be talking about on my YouTube channel, Pitbull. Clip from last year, September 2020, just recently re-emerged and is making the rounds, as things do on the interwebs. Not that I really know much about Pitbull, but I didn't think he was like smart. Maybe that's mean to say, but it's just truthful. I did not think that Pitbull was as smart and woke as he is. If you've seen my previous videos, you know I hate that word, but I mean, I don't know what else to call what he said. He picks apart the virus in a way I have not seen any celebrity, musician, anybody in a powerful position really do.
The tax went on vacation this year. Everything went on vacation this year when it came to, I'm talking about, what we're going through right now.
Right. Okay.
And let's just call a spade a spade. And right now we're talking about, are we talking about a virus? A virus, that's what we talked about, SARS, MERS, bird, swine, Ebola, now Corona. Like, come on, folks. I mean, you gotta read the tea leaves, bro. The devil's in the details.
It's obviously super relevant now still because not jack shit has changed really in the country in like a year. He is a first-generation Cuban American whose family fled communism. It really makes you wonder, where are the brains of the people who are embracing all of these communist, socialist ideas and policies? Why? When people like this, whose families had horrible experiences with communism, left it, who love freedom now, love it.
My family comes from communism. They fled communism. They had everything taken away from them. Everybody got murdered, everybody got killed. And that's the reason me, being a first-generation Cuban American, or maybe us, being first-generation Cuban Americans, I look at freedom and I appreciate that shit. I appreciate opportunity. I appreciate anything that you give me. All I need is a little slip, partner, and I got you.
Hearing him talk about all of this in such an excited voice makes me respect him. I love seeing people who live in our country love our country.
When a Castro took over everything, and I'm looking at what's going on right now, the only person here that's hot, 38 hot, is Castro. He's going, y'all did it with a virus? Shit. Y'all took over the world with a virus? Y'all gotta be kidding me. He had missiles pointed to the United States of America during the Russian missile crisis, during the Bay of Pigs and what they went on through. So this shit gets deep. The only thing is do you want to realize how deep it is?
Why have I not seen this earlier? I had no clue that Pitbull knew this much about anything. I might just start listening to Pitbull music now. I don't know. I like the dude now. Everybody else sitting with him as he's just spitting facts is looking at him like, what? Just looking confused and stupid. Doesn't seem like they were expecting that to come out of his mouth. This whole rant.
I don't know if y'all know about this, but might as well put it out there, especially in y'all show, because y'all got folks that need this more than anybody. We all need it. There's a rehearsal that went on before this whole shit. Is called Event 201. October 18th, 2019, this shit came out. It was ran by the Johns Hopkins University, which is in cahoots with Bill Gates, Melinda Gates Foundation. And this was a complete rehearsal of what we did right now. You can look at this up. So therefore, you have a segment where it says segment financial, what we gonna do? Segment travel, what we gonna do? Segment, what we gonna do when it comes to online? And it said, if anybody is not a part of the narrative, we're gonna take it off online, which to me smells like communism.
Right.
You feel me? And obviously that's what our families live through, and I'm sure all of our families have similar stories.
Event 201. I'm gonna explain a little bit in case you don't know what it is, and I strongly encourage you to look into it yourself after and make your own decision. There is just so much wrong about Event 201. So sketchy. And of course, Bill and Melinda Gates were the ones whose little idea this project was, this little event. It was funded by the Open Philanthropy Project, whose focus areas are very specific, which leads me to say they are also sketchy. Some of the things they focus on are US policy, specifically criminal justice reform, which, pretty big deal in 2020, and immigration policy. How do those two things coincide? And another focus area was global health, global development, and biosecurity in relation to pandemic preparedness. Kind of weird. They threw almost $19 million to have this whole thing happen. How do any of the things that this open philanthropy project have to do with each other? Very specific, very weird, very random, right? Just random. There's, no coincidences here. What I found weird about this project, not just the contents of it and, this event, it's the fact that Bill Gates didn't fund it himself. It's not like he doesn't have the money. If you really listen to it, it's just a bunch of communist, globalist bullshit. But it's scary. It is scary because let me just tell you what they did. It happened on October 18th, 2019. And it was about, what do we do if a global pandemic, a really, really deadly one, hits us? What are we gonna do, guys? This is their description of Event 201. Event 201 was a pandemic tabletop exercise that simulated a series of dramatic, scenario-based facilitated discussions confronting difficult, true-to-life dilemmas associated with response to a hypothetical but scientifically plausible pandemic. Isn't that just interesting? They discussed requiring reliable cooperation among several industries, national governments, and key international institutions.
Coronavirus spread silently within herds. Gradually, farmers started getting sick. Infected people got a respiratory illness with symptoms ranging from mild flu-like signs to severe pneumonia. The sickest required intensive care. Many died.
Countries are reacting in different ways as to how best to manage the overwhelming amounts of and misinformation circulating over the internet. In some cases, limited internet shutdowns are being implemented to quell panic.
We could be looking at double the number of cases in 1 week and 16 times as many in a month if we are not able to stop the spread.
They talked about, do we let people travel? Do we not in this situation? Do we ban international travel?
What is essential, what is non-essential travel, we have to clarify this. Otherwise, if we go down to 20% bookings over a long period, the company will run down.
Public health agencies have issued travel advisories, while some countries have banned travel from the worst affected areas. As a result, the travel sector is taking a huge hit. Travel bookings are down 45% and many flights have been canceled. A ripple effect is racing through the service sector. Governments that rely on travel and tourism as a large part of their economies are being hit particularly hard.
They talk deeply about censoring disinformation surrounding the pandemic and said that it's basically, realistically, like Facebook, Instagram, all their responsibility to make sure they're giving us the right information, and we need to put a bunch of people behind it who have all the right information so they can let us all know what to think. Globalism.
And partnering with the scientific and health communities to counterweight, if not flood the zone of accurate information, because to put the genie back in the bottle of the misinformation and disinformation is nigh impossible.
And we do have, I think, a couple of strategies that are available to us, one of which is the flood strategy, second of which is relying and informing and equipping trusted sources of information with the facts so they can then pass that on.
We're at the start of what's looking like it will be a severe pandemic. And there are problems emerging that can only be solved by global business and governments working together.
It's actually incredibly eerie to watch. And again, if you haven't heard about this before, if you haven't looked into it, I sincerely recommend going and looking into it deeply. Let your mind take it in, and I hope you're okay afterwards. Anyways, I just thought it was super interesting that Pitbull knew all about this and well enough to just roll the dates off his tongue and tell everyone there about it, educate them. Those hoes got educated.
All of that happens to be about a month later. All the main CEOs in the world, partner, major companies, resign. About 1,000 and some change. So that means they pull out high. That means they take the ride high, and then they buy low. Well, everything went whoom. God knows what they did or they didn't do. But I'm talking about Disney, Hulu, Microsoft, Nike, Wells Fargo, Boeing, you name it. You look at them. And this is the part that I gotta talk to the world about, is that's the tail wagging the dog, partner. While y'all worried about followers and likes and who's on TikTok and Instagram.
So let's all give a round of applause to Pitbull for not being a complete idiot. Isn't it refreshing? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this as interesting as I did. My Trump project, part 1, is about a third of the way done, if I'm being honest. But like I said, I'm trying to make it as accurate and also enjoyable as I possibly can. So please be patient. Please give this video a like if you did like it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.